Hello, it is Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday crossword, so another early week themed puzzle should be fairly approachable. I hope it is because I know I do say this probably more often than I should, but I'm on very limited time today, so I do need to get through this quickly, so we won't speed solve it, but hopefully I'll move through it at a good clip. And this hopefully slightly brisk edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Matthew Drake, Fargrim, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster, the incorrigible Sheeler Beeler, and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do keep this series going. They make it a sustainable part of my daily work, even when I don't have very much time. So thanks to the five of them and to everybody who's backed the Patreon campaign at any level. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to join them, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link. You'll find the bonus videos there. And for benefactors like those five, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Also a big help if you subscribe on YouTube. You can also join the Discord server via a link in the description field. All right, let's get on to today's crossword by Sam Bookbinder, or Bookbinder perhaps. This is that's a good name referring to a profession of yore. Anyway, it's a Tuesday crossword. Sam Bookbinder has constructed around a dozen puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited once again by Joel Faliano. Let's find out what's going on with the theme. Let's start solving. Largest city in Nebraska. I mean, my first guess would be Omaha, but we'll check the crosses on that. Set of white pawns in chess, e.g. There are 8 of them, so that would be an octet. Everglades ecosystem. Not sure. Trees of some kind, perhaps. Or maybe it's Florida, right? The Florida Everglades? I don't know. Subside. If something subsides, it reduces, it abates. And to put out of sight. Oh, okay. So it's put in the past. Yesterday you put this out of sight. You hid it. Had a ball. A meatball, that is. You ate. That's a very indulgent pun there for no particular reason, but fair enough. To eschew the subway, say, would be to cab it. So you're taking a cab rather than the metro system. And superscript by a brand name, a trademark sign, or trademark symbol, maybe. So I think this is referring to the little TM in superscript next to a trademarked name, for instance. Okay. Oh, marsh maybe is the Everglades ecosystem. That would make sense. It's a marshy sort of biome. Yes, ballpark figure would be an estimate. So a rough guess. And then Won't Get Fooled Again, Rockers. That's the band, the great band, The Who. There we go. If one cried loudly, one wailed, I would say. And to take to the trail would be to hike a trail. Tie at the dock would be to moor your boat at the dock. And a losing line in tic-tac-toe. Okay, so we'll need an X in here. It probably goes here. I guess this could be an X. No, it isn't. Sub-sandwich is a hero, is a term, not one that I encountered regionally where I grew up, but I'm aware of this, referring to a submarine sandwich as a hero. So this one must be an X. So warrior in the Iliad, Ajax is a famous warrior at the Battle of Troy, is depicted in the Iliad. And then excuse me would be sort of clearing your throat to get someone's attention. A spider, eek, you might cry. And a logical Star Trek character is the character of Mr. Spock from the original Star Trek series. There we go. So to boo somebody is to jeer them. And then major in mass communication. Is this something to do with maybe mass, like a religious mass, a sort of Catholic or Anglican church service? Maybe not. Maybe mass, like in physics? I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. Sorry. Days long ago. Yore, the days of yore. Oh, right. That's funny. I use that word to refer to a profession of yore, a bookbinder, or here, this is the German sort of equivalent, but there we go. Anyway, funny coincidence. Major in mass communication. Still not sure. Setting for wet, hot American summer. You know, I've never actually seen this, but but I don't need to have, because I do know that it's set at camp. I was going to think it was the name of a city or a place, but no. It's set at summer camp, and I know people who are obsessed with this film. All right, letters on old Soviet rockets are, CCP. So this is the USSR in Cyrillic, or well, in Russian, and sort of as rendered in Cyrillic alphabet. Offices with partitioned workplaces in slang. Cubicles or cubicle something? Cube? Oh, cube farms maybe? I think that's a phrase people use to describe offices that are sort of big lots of cubicles. So the major in mass communication is the Pope, right? Okay, so it was in this case a Catholic reference. So it's referring to a major figure in the communication of a religious service, a mass. So the Pope would be that. Very good clue. Blank Magnan Man, Cro-Magnon Man, an early human. And Bud would be your pal, your friend. So a surrounding glow is an aura. There we have it. The F of FTW is sort of old internet slang for the win. And actress Ray of King Kong, Fay Ray, was in the original King Kong. So is this I forget how her name is spelled. Is it a Y or an E at the end? Green lights. Okay, it's a Y, because green lights would be yeses, okays, affirmatives. I'm here if you have questions, ask me. Fighter jet's landing spot, Air Force Base. So what's going on with this? Trademark, symbol, Air Force Base. I'm not sure just yet what this is about. Sorry about that. Let's see. A noise. If you annoy someone, you irk them. And a tissue sample test, a biopsy. You have a bit of tissue removed to test it. Man of Marseille would be homme, so that's simply man in French. And Marseille is just serving to indicate the French language by way of a location in France. All right, lol is laughing out loud, or lots of laughs, and that's equivalent to haha, indicating a laugh. Areas for altars would be apses. I would say the apse is the official church architectural element, sacred architectural element of the New York Times crossword, the apse. So if in doubt and you're asked about an area of a church, consider the apse. Investment banking giant. Not sure. I'll probably recognize it when it goes in, but I don't think about investment banking firms enough for this to be right on the top of my head. Staff leader. Not sure. What about this? Extended period of inactivity. A lion, day. I don't know. Not sure. Let's go back up here. Curly-haired friend of Charlie Brown is I don't know. Can't think offhand. We'll come back to it. That's from the comic strip Peanuts, of course. Twistable Treats Oreos. There we go. Another the official snack cookie of the New York Times crossword, which you can twist apart into two sort of biscuit components. Certain convicted criminals would be felons. All right. And longtime Heat coach Spolstra. Looks like Eric. I don't recognize the name, unsurprisingly, but I can't think what other name that would be. So who's the curly-haired friend? Frida? That sounds familiar. I think there's a Frida character in Peanuts. Not 100% sure. Director Ong Lee, there we go, successful film director. Blank ring, a mood ring. They're very popular in the 60s, I think. So this does look like Frida. Okay, not one of the most major characters, but weirdly I can actually picture her, I think. Okay, is she the redheaded girl, or is that a different character who's only referred to as the redheaded girl? I'm not sure. It might be the same person. Oh, Goldman Sachs is the investment banking giant. There we go. Okay, that S-A blank C-H-S made it more apparent. Okay, trademark symbol, Air Force Base, Goldman Sachs. I don't know. They're both sort of they're all three trochaic. In other words, they have a strong stress followed by an unstressed syllable repeatedly. Trademark symbol, Air Force Base, Goldman Sachs, but it doesn't mean anything. I don't know. What about this? Iconic outfit for a noted chairman, a Mao suit. So, of course, Chairman Mao, and the suit that bears his name. Apple platform, iOS, the iPhone operating system, and iPad, I guess. Japanese, or no, maybe the iPad is called iPad OS or something. I don't know. Japanese soup flavoring. Miso is used to flavor soups and other things in Japanese cuisine. Final opponent in a video game level might be its boss, the final boss. 1952, well, I guess level boss. 1952 Winter Olympics host must be Oslo. Definitely wouldn't have known that if you just asked me cold, no pun intended, but with the O, it was a bit easier. And here's our revealer. Best Picture winner of 1965, or a description of the ends of 1730 and 45 across. Cymbal, bass, sax, what? Oh, those are drum, cymbals, bass drum. No, sorry, those aren't drums. They're jazz instruments. Well, they're not necessarily specific to jazz, but cymbal is part of the drum kit. Bass, there's a number of different instruments, but probably a double bass is what this is referring to, a string bass. And then sax is saxophone. So what is this? Oh, the sound of music. Right, okay. Because these are homophones, so they're the sound of these things. Neither cymbal, bass, nor sax, as spelled in these answers, is how you would actually write the instruments in question, but they're homophones. They sound the same, so they're the sounds of musical instruments. There we go. Just a very light theme, which is what we would expect on a Tuesday. So there we go. We've figured it out. Let's keep going. Neighborhood of an Uzbek, a Tajik maybe? Tajikistan, Uzbekistan? Item in a classic guessing contest. Okay, let's have 3 minutes to finish this before I have to actually go. So it's either pausing the video or finishing it. Evergreen forest that covers much of Canada. Targa. That's a biome type, I think, but I don't know if it's actually what we're looking for here. Singer with the albums 21, 25, and 30. That's Adele, whose albums are named for her ages at time of release, I believe. Extra is an add-on. Item in a classic guessing contest. Jelly beans. You guess how many are in a jar. This doesn't look right. Not doing much. You're idle. Oh, it must be taiga. I must have misremembered that. Okay, so that'll be the evergreen forest. That sounds right as well. Extended period of inactivity. Staff leader. A clef. So this is a musical staff. You have a clef indicating the key. Not the key. It's indicating the range of notes that the staff represents. And then you'd put a key signature to the right of that. All right, extended period of inactivity, not lay over. Okay, I'm going to skip it again. With 57 down, lacking in variety. And that's just the same. Not sure. Poems of praise, the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword, the ode. We've had 3 official inclusions in today's crossword. It's a very crosswordese heavy crossword. Celebrity gossip website, TMZ, something like 3 Mile Zone or something like 10 Mile Zone, something like that. Anyway, Chef's Creation, it's a Hollywood gossip website. Chef's Creation would be a meal. Hee-haw is a sort of donkey's laugh. Greek founder of Stoicism would be Zeno, one of the various Zenos. And Shore would be I Bet. Organization associated with the John Tesh instrumental Round Ball Rock. It must be the NBA. John Tesh must have written some kind of music that the NBA uses. Stun with a jolt would be to tase somebody. And one note would be lacking in variety. There we go. That's it. Okay, common phrase. Everyone is entitled to his own opinion, but not to his own facts. Daniel Patrick Moynihan. There's a figure from U.S. political history, fairly recent U.S. political history, at least the last half century. Movie informally would be a flick. You could refer to a flick, a film. So layoff, an extended period of inactivity. Is that? I don't recognize that as meaning that, but I'm sure it does. Dave Brubeck's Blue Rondo a la Turk. That's a classic jazz tune. What is that? That's an interesting, it's like a 9/8 followed by a sort of 4/4 alternating. Maybe not. Maybe it's 7. Anyway, Wonderwall Group is Oasis. Britpop band. So it is layoff. Okay, that's new terminology to me in that context. To kick someone out is to evict them. Got together would be met somebody. Things on a to-do list would be tasks. And 2019 March Madness champs for short must be UVA. I guess that's the University of Virginia, probably. There we go. All right. That was the Tuesday crossword. I'm slightly late, so I have to take off, but let's quickly look at the theme. The sound of music representing a cymbal, a bass, and a saxophone, probably a double bass there, from the phrases trademark symbol, Air Force Base, and Goldman Sachs. We've got some musical homophones, very appropriate to the sound of music. And there we have it. That's the Tuesday crossword. I'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of the crossword, midweek, mid difficulty. Join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.